What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Royal Ramble. I'm your host, John Kevin as always. Real quick before we get started, guys, Mike and Lyndon come into the stream a little late, so they did not get involved with the pre-production meeting. I heard Mike asking in the green room before the show started, did I miss anything? Yes, you missed the pre-production meeting, sir. You would no longer get that privilege.
And I told you ahead of time,
That's
sir.
for people that show up on time around here.
Unlike some people, we have lives.
Oh, little low blow for me there. Wow. Look at Michael Lee Wills over.
Who said it was you?
Michael Wills turned there. Anyway, guys, we got the whole crew with us tonight. We got Justin Hicks, we got Tommy Thompson, Lena Drew Childers, Michael Lee Wills chair. Royal Rumble just happened. Wow. I got my own take on it, and I'll share it here shortly. We're going to do the format a little differently this week. We're going to not review the different promotions like we've been doing. I don't know about you guys, but that seems kind of, I don't want to say mundane, but nobody really cares about AEW. Nobody cares about TNA. I mean, I know, Linda, you like TNA a little bit, but for the most part, we just had a huge WWE PLE. WrestleMania season is in full swing, so I figure we're probably going to stay on the WWE product for the most part this show. That may change moving forward, but for tonight, I think it's going to be pretty WWE heavy. And if that bothers you, then I'm sorry. Go watch something else. Right, Tommy?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Justin Hicks, before we get started, let's get a check on that Wyoming County internet, buddy. How are you doing?
Hello.
We hear you talking, but I don't see your mouth moving. How'd that happen?
There's a delay tonight, but at least you can hear me.
I can hear you.
This is okay. This is like a local news thing where that happens. Just don't pay attention to the facials, ladies. Not tonight.
Watching a Japanese movie right now.
I wish I knew.
Childers, how's Walmart? How are you this evening? I think Linda might be froze up. Oh, there he is. Yeah, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm a second delay. I'm good. I'm just delayed here, probably by a millisecond or maybe.
Awesome.
Not
sure. That's par for the course, ain't it, boys? We always got some kind of technical issue. We might as well just jump into it. That being said, guys, first on the docket this week, we are going to discuss our pros of the Royal Rumble that just happened over the weekend. Oh gosh,
really?
Mike Wills.
We've already got one.
He's already calling in his ramble of the week. Go ahead, Mike. What's up, buddy?
Okay, I know this episode will be all about the Ramble, okay? I get that, but we would be remiss if we did not mention one thing. Guys, I've been a wrestling fan all my life, probably since before most of y'all were born. I have seen unbelievable things happen in the ring, and I've seen people get hurt and continue on. But guys, J.D. McDonough earned my respect. A lot of times wrestling fans get too caught up in good guys and bad guys, and we sometimes forget they are human beings. When I saw JD take that bump that he did, which wasn't really a bump, that was an accident, and he finished the match. We all thought it would have been a concussion, but no, he had broken ribs and a punctured lung, and he finished that match, and then he went on. So we know he's going to be out of action for at least a few months, and I cannot wait to WrestleMania notwithstanding, I can't wait for his return and see what kind of crowd reaction he's get. You know me, talk about the military, but I salute that man for what he did.
A couple things that, I don't know if it's just the overthinker in me or what, but one of the first things I thought of when it happened was, why are you doing that move over there where you have the announcer's table? Go to the other side of the ring.
He's done that. He's done that moves hundreds of times. He overcalculated.
Accidents will happen, that's for sure. But you're right. That was a hell of a man to go in there and finish the match. You don't see that a whole lot in wrestling, especially these days in the WWE, because they're so quick to like, oh no, it's called, he's hurt or burn. But
And I was even impressed with the fans. They applauded him getting back up after they saw that. They knew what was up.
well,
I mean, and
hey,
even after that bump that he took a knee strike.
minute to talk. That's my turn to talk. You lost your timer. You had your minute. You're done. You're done. You spoke your piece. Now I'm telling you how I feel about that. You're right. The fans.
John,
What?
I thought you turned over a new leaf, buddy.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Mike. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I apologize, though, for interrupting you. Please continue, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, most fans realize that at the end of the day, it's a show. There are still those diehards, those some of them folk that live over in Wyoming County, still.
It's still real to me, dang it.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, start with our pros this week from the Royal Rumble. That being said, Landon, I'm going to start with you this week, buddy. The floor is yours, my friend.
Oh, we're going with me first. Okay, cool. Awesome. Pros for the Royal Rumble. I mean, where's there not a good thing? Me specifically watching it, I would say one of my pros would be the pop for Alexa Bliss returning. It was really, I mean, I'm sure you guys watched. It was a great pop. Great that she came back. KO again should receive flowers for the match he had with Cody. Making the Alabama slam through the ladder. Oh man, talk about selling on that one. But overall, the pay-per-view, I mean, just great. There it is. Time up.
Okay, got your minute in. Everything you said was accurate for the most part. There's nothing really to dispute there otherwise, which is rare. Usually I got something to say, but I didn't really have nothing for that there, Lyndon. So I don't know if that was by design. I don't know if you threw that out there so I couldn't argue with you or what, but good job, buddy.
Oh, I mean, it was a good pay-per-view.
Good pay-per-view. It was a really good pay-per-view. I may be being silly saying this. I don't know if it's just because it's fresh in my brain. I may look back differently on it years from now, but I feel like it was the best Royal Rumble PLE / pay-per-view of at least the last 10 years. But
I think you basically have to go. If you go by star-based, this was probably the most historic star-based.
I don't know. A couple of years ago, you had Taker, Goldberg, Lesnar all in the Rumble. That was pretty huge as well.
Yeah, but this one you got Roman, Punk, Cena, Rollins, McIntyre. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we could sit and dispute that all day, but we're not going to. Tommy Thomason, the floor is yours, my guy.
Okay, let me tell you what I liked about this Royal Rumble this past Sunday. The undercard matches. The 2 out of 3 fall tag team matches, I'm telling you, I wish that the DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns would have been in WWE 10 years ago. These guys they put on a show. It was a great 2 out of 3 fall match. It was entertaining. The world title match, the ladder match, was, gosh, that blew my mind just how crazy that went with the, like Landon said, way the ending there with Kevin Owens going through the ladder like that. The undercards really, that made the pay-per-view for me.
I like the $1 million smile there at the end, Tommy. You're dead on about the undercard, man. And one of the things you mentioned that I actually said during the show. Hang on, I gotta send this message out. Got a fan in the chat. He said no rambling tonight. It's on right now, Bubby. Anyway, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Who said that?
I wish we'd have had the Motor City Machine Guns 10, 15 years ago. That would have been so much better. You know, if we could have had, could you imagine if we'd have had them there when the Hardys were there, when the Dudleys were there?
Oh,
You know, I'm thinking 15, 20
Oh,
years ago, but still, could you imagine if they were there then?
incredible.
But sometimes I think sometimes you have to understand when it's the right time. It's the right time.
Yeah.
We would have loved for them to be in the mix 10, 15 years ago, but I mean, you gotta look at how things were back then versus how they are now.
Come on. I'll tell you what I learned over the weekend. I learned that Abraham Lincoln was a daggone pro wrestler. Did you guys know that?
Yep.
I think he's a boxer.
Stephanie McMahon said he was a wrestler. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
knew there was
I know
something
you're
there, but I didn't know about a pro wrestler. That's awesome.
Justin, pros from the Royal Rumble, buddy. You are on.
Yes, sir. My prediction about Charlotte Flair was correct. I don't think anybody could have called the winner of the men's main event Royal Rumble. Amazing, the star power there, as Lyndon mentioned. And I think you as well, JCC. It was electrifying there. Pat McAfee's hometown. I love the three-man announce booth of McAfee, Cole, and Wade Barrett as well. They just complemented each other in so many different ways, unparalleled to what we're used to. I like the mixture. Joe Tess, hats off to him. I know he wasn't there. Anyway, the star power. Fatu of Braun Breaker out there just annihilating people. I would have loved for them to have been in the last, 5 or 6. I know it didn't happen, but this was an amazing pay-per-view all around. Hats off to all involved in all the matches. Great overall pay-per-view.
Well done. Before I go into your minute there, Justin, Cody's going to back Lyndon up on this one. He said 10 years ago, Motor City didn't fit the look, size, style of wrestler they wanted. So, okay, you guys win. I'll give y'all that one. Shut up. Anyway, I don't like the 3-man commentary booth unless it's done right. I feel like it was done well. I would have much rather had Pat, Michael, and Corey Graves, but somebody don't know how to keep their damn mouth shut. So he's probably not going to get that spot for a while.
Yeah. I see. I'm the flip side. I'm a big Wade Barrett guy, so I think that's why I enjoyed it more. So him and Pat seemed to mesh a little more on down the line in the women's match when it first came on. So that was a bright spot for me. I know that sounds a little weird to some people, but I love the broadcasting and the little nuances there.
Dude,
And
anybody Justin knows you're a homer for good broadcasting in sports. So
absolutely.
I'll tell you what I
Joe
have
Tessa's
really enjoyed about your internet, Justin. I have found that whenever I start talking, you automatically get muted. So I'll take that all day. All right, Mike Wills. Wait, who have I not done? Tommy? Is everybody?
No, I got it. It's Mike.
I thought so. See, I was having a moment there for a minute.
Yeah, it's Mike.
Guys, I really enjoyed the Royal Rumble as a whole. I take back what I said on our last ramble about it being predictable. The 2 pros I got are both involving the Royal Rumble match, the men's. I really liked the work that Jacob Fatu put in. I liked the storyline they put in with Braun Strowman, going straight for him for getting everybody else shoving people aside. And, Jacob Fatu, he really showed up that night. And then later we saw, how he hugged his brother, which leads to my next pro, the big swerve with Uso winning that. And that made me feel like a wrestling fan that doesn't know what's going to happen next, guys. I retract my previous statement from the last ramble that we did. So, yeah, I was very pleased and happily surprised.
Hey, if I could critique the Royal Rumble with one word. Yeet. That's all I can say. I see some complaints in the chat. Guys, we're not on the cons yet. We'll get to that. Actually, now we got to move this along pretty quickly because not only do I want to get your cons, but there's also something else that I would like to ask you. That being said, we are going to the cons of the Royal Rumble. Justin, I'm going to let you go first this time, buddy. The floor is yours.
My only cons, as I mentioned, I would have liked to seen Fatu go a little longer, and also Braun Breaker, because they're two irresistible force, just guys to be unmatched, it seems. I see that they're probably setting up a Fatu storyline, or continuing the storyline with Braun Strowman. But Braun Breaker, I know Roman Reigns throwed him out. That's not too bad. So I get what they're doing. Also, I'm going to say Drew McIntyre. I feel like Drew McIntyre, and you could read the dirt sheets, it was kind of not planned, I guess, in that spot. I want to see the road to Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania, because right now it seems unclear with all the star power, and he was arguably the greatest star of 2024.
Well, to touch on what you were saying, Justin, about the Drew McIntyre spot, what happened there was, I'm sure you guys have noticed, at least self-consciously through the years, whenever you got a big Royal Rumble like that, and there is a highlighted wrestler, whether it be a top guy, a gimmick guy, or whatever, typically people will feed to the corner. They will lay down on the mat like they just got their ass beat. They will give them their moment in the ring. And that's what happened with Drew McIntyre. During his elimination spot, there was shit going on, and there should not have been stuff going on. Therefore, his elimination seemed very lackluster. And I noticed it at the time and didn't think nothing of it until I heard the reports about him being upset. And then I was like, oh, that makes sense. Because it really was just a flash in the pan, him getting thrown out. I was like, oh, Drew's out. What happened? You know what I mean? So yeah, they definitely screwed up on that one. And if I was Drew, I'd be pissed off too. I'm going to keep it moving, guys, because like I said, once again, I still have something else that I would like to discuss with you guys. That being said, Mike Wills, coming back.
Okay, the cons I had was great pop for Alexa Bliss, but then they cut away as she was showing her love for Bray Wyatt. Showing Fiend Forever or Fiend for Life, and she had a little R in there, making friend. I thought they should have gave a little bit more tribute to Bray that way. My other con was at the same time, even though it was a pro, it's also a con. Good news, bad news. The whole thing with, Uso is that really throws off a lot of storylines. But with that said, I really don't know where they're going to take the storylines now. What does this mean for Roman? What does this mean for Punk? What does this mean for any of the other big names? Do you see Uso going for going for Cody's title? We've already seen Uso and, Gunther. So what's going to happen? Again, I don't know.
I love that myself personally because I like to not know what the hell's going on. I love the fact that Jay won for the simple fact that, like you said, it leaves so many other doors open. There are so many stars that were in the Rumble last night that does not need a world title match. CM Punk doesn't need that. I feel like you're going to get Jey Uso, Gunther probably early in the card at WrestleMania. I don't think it's going to be a main event. That'll leave you open. I think it's going to be CM Punk. After what I've seen at the Rumble, I think we're going to get CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins in a triple threat at WrestleMania. That's what I felt like they were showing. They were all so freaking angry, especially CM Punk. CM Punk looked pissed off. They need to turn that guy heel as soon as possible. Some of the other cons I noticed, Gunther not being on the big show again. I think Big Cliff in the chat mentioned it. The last two PLEs that Gunther was on the card. You got to position him better than that. Even if he comes out, cuts a promo, But anyway, I'm going to move on. I can sit and ramble, but I'm going to keep it moving. Next up, Lennon. Let me hear your cons of the Royal Rumble 2025. I think you're muted, big guy.
Yeah, my bad. I was muted. All right, 2 cons. Probably is all I have. First one, Women's Royal Rumble. Lackluster number 30 entrant. Nobody wanted Nikki Bella back. That was just a waste of entry, in my opinion. Charlotte Flair didn't need to win the Royal Rumble. Because you still could have built Charlotte versus Tiffy for WrestleMania without Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble. So somebody else could have won that. No matter who else. Somebody else could have won. Another con, Drew basically getting screwed. Unceremoniously eliminated because he wasn't supposed to be eliminated at the point he was. And I knew that from the get-go when he got eliminated. It was just like, oh, yep, he wasn't supposed to be out right there. Yeah.
I disagree. I don't think it was a matter of he didn't get eliminated when he was supposed to get eliminated. I think it was just like I said a little bit ago, there was too much going on, and it shouldn't have been going on. It should have been him going out. I'm going to throw out one of my cons real quick before I get to Tommy, and that's professional wrestling fans. You guys are so damn fickle, it's impossible to win with you guys. Everybody's mad about Jey Uso won. Okay, so what? Big Time John gonna win? Okay, then what? You don't need that. One of the things that WWE did do wrong, I feel like, was they screwed Nikki Bella coming out at number 30. That was silly. If you're going to have that spot not be AJ Lee, because the whole world thought, okay, we're going to get AJ Lee finally, and it wasn't her. If you're going to have that happen, then Alexa Bliss should have come in at number 30. And Alexa Bliss, speaking of Alexa Bliss, that's another one of my cons. That girl needs to get in the weight room. She don't look intimidating at all. I'm glad to see her back, but she's so freaking tiny. She's always been tiny, but now she's really tiny. Okay, I said my piece. Tommy, hit us with your cons of the Royal Rumble.
Well, one of my cons, I did not care for B-Fab's performance in that Women's Royal Rumble. It looked fake, didn't look good at all. She wasn't throwing good punches, but that's just the worker in me. Another con, I'm surprised to see this, but nobody from the Wyatt Six was in the Rumble. They didn't show up. I figure some of Uncle Howdy's under henchmen there would be in the Rumble, and we didn't get that. That kind of upset me a little bit. And of course, everybody's talking about the Drew thing. I think those three, they rushed the spot. They should have let the Jake Paul get knocked around a little bit by LA Knight, get out of the way, and then do the spot, because it was like they're down and boom, oh, there's the spot. But like I said, that's the worker in me. What can I say?
Fair enough. We could very easily sit and talk about the Royal Rumble for the rest of the night easily. You guys know I'm trying to change the format of the show, so we try to get everything in 30 minutes. It's hard. I think last week we went 45 minutes. Ben Cliff says that Tommy's con is that Daphne was not in the Royal Rumble.
But I was upset about that too.
Hey,
yeah.
I will tell you this, Tommy. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but Daphne's going to have her own story on Dark Side of the Ring this coming season. So
I did see that.
Good on you for that, buddy. One thing I want to mention real quick: they're going to have some Elimination Chamber qualifying matches on Raw. I don't know if you guys seen that. Io Sky versus Liv and Sami Zayn versus Punk. It's going to be a great match. Okay, so why the hell is John Cena just to get to claim his spot? Just because he's John Cena? That's a rhetorical question. Don't answer it. That could take us off on a tangent. The last question of the show that I want to get in with you guys is, what are you most excited about or dreading the most about the WrestleMania season, just the build to WrestleMania? That being said, Lyndon, I'm going to start with you.
I think my expectations for heading into WrestleMania is just that these storylines kind of just keep building and building and building, to where when it comes to Mania, like this, you can still see that story being told through the match. You know, like what we saw between Seth, Roman, and Punk. Like, you got to do more of that, because Seth about killed Roman. So, I mean, there's stuff there. There's the favor that Paul still owes Punk. You got every which way of continuing to build these stories from the Royal Rumble. You know, and I think you have to just enjoy the ride and just be patient and see what Papa H got cooked up. So.
Okay, very good, very good. Ben Cliff in the chat, I want to put him over real quick. He said he's dreading the god-awful person that will be singing the American National Anthem. It's usually someone he doesn't know, and they usually butcher it.
I mean, Ben can sing it if he wants to.
Yeah, we'll get you over here, Ben. You was over here last year for the we'll get you back again. We're going to keep it moving. That being said, Mike Wills, I'm going to give the floor to you. What are you most looking forward to or most dreading?
Guys, what I'm most looking forward to, just to piggyback off of what Lyndon said, is indeed the storylines. Since they swerved me on the Rumble, I'm looking forward to where they're going to take all of these storylines. Mainly what Jay is going to do between now and then, and also what Cena is going to do every now and then. Some people have speculated that because he's done this, if y'all saw the press conference after, he basically called his shot and basically called in favor and says he earned it, he deserves it, he's going to do it. So some people speculate he may turn heel. Who knows? And the con is, I hope, to fill in 1 or 2 nights of WrestleMania that they put in these short storylines for the undercard, and there's no real build-up to it. But that's my pro, is the build-up to all of these stories. My con is the lack of build-up for these short-term stories just for WrestleMania for people to get in.
Okay. You say so, pal. Justin, you all right, everybody? You look like you're taking a trip. Are you going to the bathroom? You taking us with you?
No bathroom. I'm just trying to find something right now. Not a bathroom trip. I apologize for that. But I agree
Just
with
put it
Landon
on
and
mute if you go in. That's all we ask. Just put it
All
on.
right, Tommy, you got a minute, buddy. What are you looking forward to or dreading the most during WrestleMania season?
Me, I am excited to see how this Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins deal's going to end up. Because a lot of people don't know that was supposed to have been the Shield, and Dean Ambrose was put in later. But I think that's going to be a good storyline there. I'm still wondering what the favor is that Punk asked Paul Heyman. We all thought was going to be the Royal Rumble, but it wasn't. But I'm excited about that storyline, and then see what they're going to do with Jey Uso, because Jay had every chance. I mean, he couldn't beat Gunther. He couldn't beat Romans. He couldn't beat. Well, there's 2 more. Or Drew. I knew he faced Drew, and there's 1 more guy that he faced for a world title and couldn't do it. Let's see if he can do it this time. It'd be worth the shot to see how that story builds out.
Okay, we're going to keep it moving. Justin, you got a minute. What are you looking forward to the most or dreading the most about?
As of now, it looks like Cena's worked his way into the chamber. I want to see what happens with Cena. Obviously, this being his last WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes also. I expect those 2 to lock horns, and as you guys said, CM Punk, Seth, and Roman Reigns potentially having a triple threat match. What I'm not excited about, again, I don't see a clear path for. I know Drew's going to get a shot at somebody. I just don't know who. I don't know if they're going to build Damian Priest up for that. I don't know if because that is the guy that eliminated him, and I believe they had a match a few weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. But there are a few characters. Sami Zayn is another. I want to believe in Sami Zayn like I do Joe Hendry, but it's just not as excitable to me as it could be.
Okay. We were supposed to be off the air a minute ago. Justin, I'm going to kind of brush over what you said. Same thing for you, Tommy. I am taking back that not one of you still talking, Justin, but your video's moving still at least anyway. I don't know how nobody has mentioned the potential build of Kevin Owens and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. You know it's coming. They've planted the seeds. It's coming. Cody's out of the way. KO needs somebody to blame. It's going to be Shawn Michaels' fault. We're going to get Kevin Owens, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania. I can't believe nobody mentioned that. What in the world's wrong with y'all?
And what was the amendment of the contract?
Yeah, we never found out what the amendment of the contract was. It could have been just something stupid they put in there. Well, no, WWE typically don't just say stuff to be saying stuff. Usually there's a reason.
Yeah.
It
might come out later in the
Kevin
watch.
Owens and Cody Rhodes, though. They put on a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Very well.
Incredible.
Always going to get a package pile driver with that ladder. I was like, I'm going to kill him.
I'm going to say, you got your
JCC.
clock ready?
What's that, Tom?
You got a clock?
I didn't. I was
You
talking
still got,
over my
I
apologies.
want to complain about something else.
Oh, gosh, Tommy want to get his shit in. All right. Go ahead, Tommy. You got a minute, buddy.
Okay, I do not understand why Peacock is like saying, "Oh, if you pay more, you get to watch the package, the match package that we showed you on the free end of the pre-show," and then they'll run commercials out the yin yang. I don't understand that. You pay for the service. Why keep pushing commercials down our throats? That's the same dumb thing with Netflix. I've never seen a commercial on Netflix if you get the higher package, and they're pushing commercials on that. Come on, guys. We pay for a service. Play the dumb thing you've already played 2 hours before and let's be done with it.
Tell us how you really feel. Put your hand down, Michael. You done had your minute. Put your hand down, sir. This ain't how this works. We're already past time. You call in. You call in your ramble as soon as the show started. You're trying to call in another ramble now. Like Stone Cold would say. Tommy.
No, I just had a response to Tommy.
You don't respond to Tommy. I respond to Tommy. Tommy. You know they're going to have
Be nice, John.
Quit your bitching. You're trying to channel your inner John Covey Cole. They're going to have commercials. They got to pay the bills. You leave them the hell alone. At least give them credit for taking most of the crap out of the ring that was in there. Most of the color in the ring is gone now with their logos and stuff. They took the Fortnite out of the center of the ring out of there. So just quit your bitching, man. Go ahead, Mike. Say your piece, buddy, before we get out of here.
All I was going to say is that don't watch Raw live. Wait about 30 minutes, and when you start it from the beginning, it skips the commercials.
True, but he was more leaning towards the whole Netflix PLE event. We're still getting commercials.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Then they want you to pay extra so you can watch a package that was live on the pre-show.
Guys, we got about 25 minutes before Raw comes on. I'm excited to see what we're going to get. I'm excited to see what Jey Uso is going to say. I'm excited to legitimately start the build to WrestleMania, because for years that was the road to WrestleMania, was the night after the Royal Rumble. So we are here. We are in the thick of it. John Cena's apparently shooting a movie. That pisses me off. Oh, I'm going to be back for a year, but I'm going to come and go as I please. Come on, man. Anyway, I digress. Guys, we will see you next week here, 7 o'clock sharp, with Justin Hicks, Michael Lee Wills, Tommy Thomas, and Lyndon Childers. I am John Covey Cole, guys. I ain't giving it to you this week, Lyndon. You screwed the pooch this week. Until next week, Justin, hit him with the tagline.
Ramble on.
Yes.
Ramble on.